I don't even recognize that old person of who I used to be. So in 4 short months, someone can go from this is my life to this is my life now. This is my frequency now. And oftentimes I will hear students share, like, I'm a completely different person. Hello and welcome to today's episode. I'm so excited you are here. We all heard different phrases like raise your vibration, get in alignment. But how do you actually do that? I know that being energetically aligned to something will bring you more joy, will bring you more ease, will feel more graceful and feel a lot less harder to do or to step into if your vibration is a frequency match. When it's not a frequency match, it's just not going to happen. So let's define what vibration means. We're all energy. Everything is energy. A desk, a chair, your body is an energetic frequency. And our thoughts, our words, our deeds, our actions is what makes up your energy signature, your energy frequency. And so what you say and how you do it and what you go about doing is all accumulation of what you're doing and what you're thinking about. And so in order to get in alignment with your goals, your dreams, your desires, you have to be a vibrational match for it. So you have to do an inventory of what you are saying and how you are saying and what you are doing and what you are not doing to see if you're a vibrational match. I remember like the very first time in my life where I could feel a shift in my frequency. I was working as a cocktail waitress and I was driving home super late. It was like after bar close. And I just remember repeating this mantra to myself, and I could feel it in my bones. I could feel this energy shift, and that was, I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. And I could feel my energy rising. I could feel my joy expanding. I could feel my energy expanding. I could feel old habits or old truths just like kind of falling away from me. And do words help you instantly shift your vibration? They can, but you have to lean into actually believing it. If you don't believe it, it's not going to shift your energy. If there's this separation between you and what you are saying, it's not going to shift your energy. But in that particular moment, I knew it. And when I'm saying rich, I was feeling it beyond money. Like it wasn't like this, I'm going to have this abundant amount of money and I'm rich. It wasn't like that. It was, I could feel in my bones, I could feel in my cells in my body that I was going to be rich at life, rich in all areas of my life. And I believed it. Like I could feel it in every ounce of my body and being. And it's so beautiful to see and to witness someone have a vibrational switch, a vibrational energy. We're done with that, and this is what we're stepping into. And I get to witness this a lot in my programs that I teach. And one of the ones that I see a lot, I see it in all of them, but like I have a lot of stories that people share with me with different programs that they take. And one of the common stories that I hear from Sacred Awakening students, my Akashic Record program, is I don't even recognize that old person of who I used to be. So in 4 short months, someone can go from this is my life to this is my life now. This is my frequency now. And oftentimes I will hear students share, like, I'm a completely different person. And the reason why they feel like a completely different person, and that the reason why they feel like their life has changed for the better, is because they are mastering their vibration in that particular moment and shifting out of an old vibration and into a new vibration. And so in order to get into energetic alignment and have a more abundant life, is you got to be willing to do the work, and you got to be willing to take a look at where your heart is guiding you to go, what your energy is really like versus where you want it to be. And this takes honest truth with yourself on where you're truly vibrating at. I've had to have a pep talk with myself about my health over the last 7-8 years, because I've had all sorts of different autoimmune things come up. And when something new comes up, it's like poking at an old wound that you thought you healed, but it's there, and it's time for you to take a look at it again. And so you can get to a new layer, a new truth of your understanding. And so for me, I remember specifically this year, I had to have a pity party. Like, I had to have a pity party for myself. And just because I had a pity party, it helped me break out of that vibration. And so when I'm talking about vibration, I'm not saying be positive 100% of the time, because one, that is not possible. Sometimes you can have breakthroughs and shift out of an old frequency and into a new frequency by mourning, by grieving, by having a pity party, by dusting yourself off when you're done having that pity party and going, okay, that made me feel good. I had tears. I was upset. I realized that wasn't working for me anymore, and that I had to get really comfortable with being uncomfortable navigating my new health journey that I was on. And for any of you that is out there and you are struggling with health, or you're struggling with relationships, or you're struggling with money, or you're struggling with fill in the blank, you are a frequency match for that challenge. And so how can you shift out of that frequency and into an aligned frequency for what you're wanting to do? And it takes work and it takes time. And most of the time you have to look at what you are doing and if it's in alignment with where you're wanting to go. And a lot of alignment practices are going to be spiritual practices that can help you get into alignment with where you are wanting to be a vibrational match. And so meditating, that's going to help you, one, hear the answers to your prayers, hear the answers from creation, God, universe, whatever sacred title you give that beautiful frequency. When you're journaling and you're uncensoring your thoughts, you're letting go of the garbage that's taking up space in your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body. And when you let that go, you make space for new thoughts, new frequency, more joy, more happiness, more love. You gotta make space, because if you're bogged down with just nothing but heavy stuff that you have not processed, or not so heavy, but it's just a tiny little things that accumulate, you don't have space for more joy. You don't have space for more abundance. You got to make space. So find the spiritual practices that help you make space for more abundance, more joy in your life. Another way to align with more abundance and raise your frequency is to do an energetic detox. And an energetic detox can be cleaning out some old junk off of your computer, off your phone. It can be taking a break from electronics. My husband and I did a 30-day challenge where we didn't watch any TV. It was actually quite interesting. because I'm not one that gravitates towards TV, but I realized that when I was having like an emotional, stressful day, that during that 30 days, that was like the one thing that I wanted to do to escape that emotional baggage that I was feeling at that particular moment in time. And so it was a fascinating experiment. Totally going to do it again, and cut back on TV. We've cut back on TV quite a bit, but it's fascinating. And I like, for me, I like watching different shows for educational reasons and things like that. And so it was just a fascinating thing to detox from and to witness, not when it was just a normal day, but when I was having a very rough day, how I would lean on that for escape. And to tell you the truth, I wouldn't have told you that I had an issue with that, but it was interesting to actually detox from it to see what that experiment was like. And so doing these detoxes are, one, I think, a crucial for a nervous system reset. And it's also a great way to understand how your psyche, how your mental body, how your ego, and how everything else is influencing you to behave and to act a certain way, which is keeping you in a particular frequency. And so doing these detoxes can be really, really helpful. Also, when I'm saying doing an energetic detox, this can also be giving yourself permission to let go of emotional baggage, giving yourself permission to let go of mental mind clutter, to let go of spiritual mishaps or spiritual wishes that you're giving yourself a hard time over because you haven't made the space for. Like, the detoxes can be in any different way, in any different, many different creative endeavors that you can take on to detox from whatever it is that you're wanting to release yourself from. This is also doing a lot of deep inner work, and doing that deep inner work will assist you in raising your frequency and vibration. Let's talk about daily habits. How you spend your time is going to definitely impact your frequency. And so being mindful of what you're spending your time on. You can also do a time audit and take a look at, like, what am I actually spending my time on? Because when you do that time audit, you're going to realize you have a lot more time than you thought you did, and you can stick the things that you really want to be doing that will help you raise your frequency into the spaces that you are wasting your time on. And it could be anything. Like, don't feel guilty about letting go of certain things, because sometimes it's the very thing that's going to set you free. Now, before we end this episode, I want to talk about fear versus faith, because when we're trying to get into energetic alignment and we're trying to raise our frequency, it's important to understand that you are either in fear or you are either in faith. It takes the same amount of energy to be in fear and faith. Which one sounds better? And if you are in fear, can you be honest with yourself on what you are in fear of, so that you can unpack it, you can unshackle yourself from it, and you can work through it, and then you can lean into faith, which then will raise your frequency. Even though they take us the same amount of energy, fear and faith, your frequency is higher when you're in faith. You are in more joy, you are in more excitement, you are in this state of receiving and being open and expansive. But when you're in fear, what happens is you collapse inward. And what will happen is the universe is going to go, ooh, I don't think you're ready for that. Let me just send you more fear things to assist you in making that your truth and your only truth. When you're in faith, oh my goodness, it feels so good. I know that my husband and I were going on a new business endeavor, and I am so freaking excited about it. Can it fail? Absolutely. Can it succeed? Absolutely. I'm going to be in the boat that this is going to go fantastic. Are there going to be challenges? Absolutely. Am I going to face some fears of mine while going through this new endeavor? Absolutely. But I'm super excited about it because I'm going to have faith because I've been getting these downloads to do this thing for quite some time, and I'm really excited about doing it. And while my husband might not know exactly how it's going to all go, he's trusting that it's my world and I understand it, and he's going to have faith in me. And it's so cool to see and to witness. And just because my husband has faith in me doesn't mean he understands. Also doesn't mean he doesn't have fears. Also doesn't mean that his perception of what is going to happen should impact my perception. So let me say that slightly different. Let's say my husband was in fear and had all these doubts and all these fears. Could that bleed into my perception, move me into fear, and knock me out of faith? Absolutely. And it's really important to understand that just because somebody else is in fear doesn't mean that they get to knock you out of your faith zone. They don't have to understand things. They don't have to be your biggest cheerleader. It'd be nice if they were, but some of the things that you are meant to be doing, people aren't going to get. They're going to think it's weird. It's not for them to get. It's for you to stay in your lane, to allow yourself to expand, to allow yourself to get into alignment, because one day you're going to be looking back at them and going, see, this is what I was trying to share with you. This is what I had faith in. And it is such a cool experience when family or friends finally get the weird thing that you're trying to do, or the way out there idea that you had 100% faith in, but they didn't. And that's where true alignment is. It's like, give yourself permission to have faith. Be smart about it as well. Like, don't be naive. If you want to be a heart doctor, you still got to go to school. Like, you got to have faith, but not going to school is not going to get you closer to being a heart doctor. If you want to do certain things, there's certain steps that you have to take, and faith is required along all of the steps. And when you have faith, even if it's a tiny mustard seed of faith, right? That's going to grow and that's going to expand. You are your biggest cheerleader. You are the one that can assist you in getting in alignment. You are the one that can assist you in expanding your energy. You have to make up your mind that you are going to do it, and you got to be all in on it, my friend, all in on it. And for me, I am just constantly not constantly, let me say that slightly different, because I'm not neurotic about it. Hold on. Aaron, just take that all out about that I'm constantly. For me, I love looking at my thoughts. I love looking at my actions. I love looking at my deeds. I love looking at and observing my words, because if they're not matching what I'm wanting to do, it's time for me to shift and to change and to get out of that frequency and into the one that is a vibrational match. And if you do have fears, lean back and take a look at them, peel back them, and be honest with yourself so you can unpack them and work through them. You can get into full energetic alignment and have more abundance and have more joy in your life by having the faith in yourself to do so, by having the faith in the weird thing, the project, the whatever that it is, because that's going to bring more opportunities your way. Do your spiritual practices, and most importantly, give yourself permission to rise, to increase your frequency, because you deserve it, my friend. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share this with a friend. Please hit the like button, leave a review, leave a comment. Also, if you're on YouTube, hit the bell notification so you get notified anytime we release a new video or go live, because we have a live show. If you haven't checked that out, you can go to theamyrobeson.com/free and check out when our next live experience is. We always upload those live experiences onto the podcast streaming platforms as well. So have fun, my friends. Take care. Bye.